Faded on a track like this, 'cause the music makes me high. And if I only got one more night, I'm gonna leave out loud goodbye.
This gonna be the type of night they make movies about.
What
These
up,
niggas
what up,
get
what up? It's
drugged
your boy,
out.
Mr. Von. Mr. Von's channel, Sweatbox. We back. We live, reactive here on the channel. Yes, indeed. You know how we do. Still, dodging those digital jabs. Yes, yes, yes. All right, man, let's talk about Halo. Episodes 2 and 3. I didn't get to do my Halo 2, my episode 2 review last week, so of course I'm just going to combine episode 2 and 3. Still liking this series, man. I'm still liking this series. Episode 2 and episode 3 were very story development heavy. We didn't get a lot of action, but I like it. I still like it. I like how they're developing this story. I like the characters. Episode 2, we were introduced to Soren, played by Bokeem Woodbine. Great actor. Been doing it for many years. I love the opening scene of Soren and John as young Spartans in training, and Soren deciding he's leaving the Spartan program, and John's the one who confronts him and then eventually ends up letting him go. Only gives him 5 minutes before he calls him out. And then Soren, when they meet back up on the asteroid, Soren reveals to him that, hey man, they shot me down. I almost died. I had to struggle to survive and all that. And, you know, John being, at this point, the emotionalist person that he is, he didn't really feel much. But he felt a little bit. And that emotion was the reason why he even saved Quan in the beginning. But the reveal of the asteroid colony was very cool. Visually, very cool. There's moments on this show where you can see where the money for this budget went, because there's a lot that looks good on this show. Every once in a while, especially in that first episode, there was a couple shots of that in the action scenes where it was a little wanky. But no, they did definitely put some money in this, because you can see it. The elites still look very good. In episode 2, we got some more of Maki wanting to talk to the what she called it, the Kaidan warrior, who some people are suspecting might end up being the Arbiter, but it was one of the elites, the elite who was in the cave, who saw Master Chief touch the artifact and bring it to life. He explains it to Maki. Maki says she's gonna go retrieve it. Man, again, I'm not gonna go blow for blow, but the character of Maki, and we got more of her we got more of her backstory in the beginning of episode 3, where it shows her on some garbage planet. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a garbage planet, and she's there working as a child. The Covenant comes, 2 elites come. She was the bosses at the garbage planet were beating her, and they were like terrible people, and they straight up like killed her little friend. She was hanging out with this little dude, and they were running, and they straight up beat him to death. I was like, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting them to straight up murder the kid like that. That was crazy. Yeah, and then the 2 elites, they find her, and they identify her as the blessed one, one who can reclaim her. They identify her as a reclaimer, one who can activate Forerunner tech, the artifact. You know what I'm saying? As we Forerunner tech, for us who are aware of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know how it goes. So then, I like how, not then, I'm not, because I'm not going blow for blow, I'm all over the place, I'm sorry, but I like what they did with Maki's backstory, showing us why she would have the resentment that she has towards humans, and why she would embrace the Covenant. Because for the humans, she know they were only just torturous, murderous people, whereas the Covenant, she sees the Covenant as the saviors who came and rescued her from her hellscape terrible life. So I totally get that, and I like that. I really like that storytelling. As far as with the Chief, now that covers basically a little episode 1 and 2. I mean 2 and 3 with Maki's story. There's more to that. I'll get to that in a minute. With the Chief back with Soren on the asteroid planet, you see a lot of Chief kind of discovering his humanity a little bit with Soren. Soren's telling him to taste this. He can't really taste it. And Soren tells him it's because of that chip you got in your back. You got to take that out. And we'll get to that in episode 3. But the big thing that happened in episode 2, Soren talks to Soren. Soren introduces him to, I don't remember his name, but he introduces him to another human who had been captured by the Covenant and lived to tell about it. But he's completely crazy. But Chief goes to talk to him, and he brings him the artifact, and he explains to Chief that the Covenant have Maquis. They have another person who can activate it too. And then he kind of reveals to the Chief that the artifact is the key to finding a weapon, which is obviously Halo, if you guys know. This scene was really cool. I liked that scene a lot. It was a good scene. Chief kind of lost it when he threw him up against the wall. Was like, tell me what I want to know. Tell me what I want to know. You know what I'm saying? He's something like that. But it was a great scene. I loved it. What else am I missing? Am I missing something from this episode? No, I'm not. No. So in the first of all, real quick, I do want to go back. The space flight scene when Chief is flying the Pelican or the Condor. I don't remember if it was the Pelican or the Condor. When he's flying the Condor, we'll just call it the Condor. Flew through the asteroid belt. That was, again, you could see where the money was spent because that was visually very cool. I like Soren. I like the character of Soren's wife. She was a very interesting character. The way she's kind of spoke with Quan about, you know what I'm saying, her missing her planet and all that. I thought that was really good. Soren's a really good character. I like Soren a lot. So at the end of episode 2, Chief leaves Quan with Soren on the asteroid belt as he goes back to Reach to you know what I'm saying, to link back up with Halsey because he can figure out what this weapon is that the Covenant is after. Which brings us to episode 3, which basically is all about, we get a lot of back in episode 2, that's right, we had the council meeting of the military where Dr. Halsey kind of manipulated the situation and got the military council to let her go ahead and form the Cortana program because they want Chief back on the field. So that was also a very good scene because you could see the admiral lady, I don't remember her name, the one that works with Miranda Keys, excuse me. She was very irritated by Halsey doing that, so now she's kind of siding with Miranda, using Miranda as the backup plan just in case she can't trust Halsey, which she knows we can't. And if you know the video games, nobody can trust Halsey. Halsey is out to do what she wants to do. So I like that aspect of it. The Halsey we're getting in this is I feel like very video game accurate because of her, at least from her motivations. So I really like that. The entire scene of Cortana being born, the conversation that Halsey has with her clone is a great conversation. It's a very good conversation. I thought it was well done. Yeah, man, there's some good scenes. I'm trying to remember what else I want to talk about before I get to the Cortana and Chief stuff. Now, in episode 3, they had the stuff where Quan convinces Soren to take her back to Madrigal. She tries to steal one of Soren's ships. He catches her. But she wants to go back and fight because she sees Venture, I think his name is Venture, is just really corrupted and killing, you know what I'm saying? In episode 2, we saw that he was killing off the people with the executions. So that's that story. The story is Quan is going to head back to Madrigal with Soren. Maquis also is headed to Madrigal after she encounters a UNSC ship. She poses as a normal human, and they bring her aboard the ship. And she uses the Legola worms to take over the ship and kill everybody on it. And before she does that, we do get a great shot of the Legola worms in the full hunter garb as the hunters from the game. And we didn't get a full shot of them, but we got a half shot of the hunters. So that was really cool. I was like, oh, baby, I like the hunter because the hunters, the hunters are savage. So, yeah, I definitely want to see that. Definitely want to see the full-fledged hunter. But the scene with the Legola worms attacking the UNSC Marines was really good. I like that scene a lot. Maquis going into the ship, taking it over, realizing that nothing's there. So she ends up. That's when she decides to go to magical after she realizes nothing's on the ship. But there was also the scene of the Covenant ship coming out of slip space. Very good. Again, I like it. You can see where they're putting the money. The visuals of this, good enough. Not perfect. We're not talking Star Wars level, but still good enough. Very good for television. Still, and the ships, the Covenant ships, they do a really good job of keeping the Covenant ships very lore accurate, very video game accurate, and I like that. We get a lot of Cortana. We get the Cortana introduction in this. It was very cool to hear the voice. The voice just instantly is Cortana, and you like it. Her relationship with Chief, as they first say, is a little rocky. Chief doesn't really want it. The scene of them actually killing the clone to get Cortana was kind of brutal. It was kind of rough. She gets stabbed right through the eye. It was kind of rough, man. But then once she's integrated in with Chief, you get the scene of Chief trying to figure out why he's interacting with what's causing him to have the memories when he interacts with the artifact. And there's that cool scene when once Cortana's in the Chief, he touches the artifact, and then the Cortana puts him to sleep, and you realize, oh, the artifact only works when the Chief is active and aware that he's touching it. That was a good touch. I like that they did that. And what else did I talk? Yeah, man, I like the integration of Chief. The introduction of Chief to Cortana. It was a little rocky, but it's to hear Jen Taylor's voice as Cortana, it just made everything seem right. I loved when Chief went back to Silver Team to talk to the rest of the Spartans, tell them about it, and then Cortana just pops up. He's like, "No, go away, go away." He was very angry. I want to see. I can't wait to see the relationship form between Chief and Cortana, because as we know in the game, that is the heart of the game. That relationship between Chief and Cortana. And the thing is, because in this one, she's not on she can project herself full size and all that, but we're not going to get the handheld Cortana. I don't know if we're going to get that. We might, though. We still might. I want to yank me, Chief. We're not going to get to hear that. I don't like that. I'm disappointed that we're not going to get to hear yank me, Chief. But I'm sure we'll get some other Cortana quotables. Don't make a girl a promise she can't keep. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I'm excited to see what we're going to get with Cortana. I like the Cortana. A lot of people don't like how I think she looks fine. And the added voice of Jen Taylor just makes it perfect. So I like it. I'm on board with Cortana. And then of course the episodes end with Chief and Cortana flying off to this planet where he was from to see what's up with that. Oh, and Halsey goes with them. Maki's on her way to Magical, so we're gonna have that confrontation. I feel like they're gonna have the run-in with Maki, and Soren are gonna bump heads. But anyway, that's my review of episodes 2 and 3 of Halo. I'm liking this show, man. I'm definitely still liking this show. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Click those notifications so you know when I upload. And of course, check out the travel vlogs, man, because things are going well over there. Cancun, San Diego, Las Vegas, Punta Cana, you know everywhere we've been. Planning another one soon. I'll keep you informed. Until next time, you know how we do. Peace.
I'ma go to the ends with you. I'ma go to the end with you. I'ma go.